Yo, what's up guys? You got Pokeaim here. Today we have a moveset video guide for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl on how to use Staraptor, the powerful Staraptor. I know a lot of people are happy that this Pokemon is now back. If you do enjoy these types of videos and also want to see the Pokemon putting in work later, feel free to subscribe because I do use this in a showdown live later. And again, Wi-Fi battles will be coming very, very soon. Just gotta, get Pokemon together and do all things like that. Everybody gotta get Pokemon, so at this point, right? So we're all waiting. But yeah, feel free to subscribe, guys. We're on our way to 300,000 subscribers. So, love Staraptor. It wasn't in the game currently until Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl come out, so it wasn't in Pokemon Sword and Shield. But it is still a strong Pokemon because it does have the Reckless ability. And for those that don't know what Reckless does, basically it makes moves that that do recoil or crash damage, like Brave Bird and Double Edge, have 1.2 times the power. So it's nice little buff for the attacks themselves, making Staraptor a sort of nuke, basically what it's trying to do. So we have 3 sets here, and this is kind of basically all you can do with Staraptor in my opinion, but this is like the most fun way to use it as well. So the first set is the Choice Scarf Staraptor set, and this set is just using its high base 100 speed. That's a good speed tier, base 100 is really nice. You're faster than Pokemon like Gliscor, just naturally. Obviously, it doesn't matter so much on the Choice Scarf set, but on Choice Band set, that's fire. But you're faster than like Adamant, Infernape, which they shouldn't be Adamant. They should always be max speed. Jolly, or Naive, or Hasty, or whatever they want to run. Timid. But yeah, it's a good speed tier though. It's a very good speed tier. And the moveset is Brave Bird, Double Edge, Close Combat, and U-Turn. You're using it as a revenge killer. You're using it as something to force something out, right? It's faster than like Dragon Dance for Alligator at +1, and it can revenge kill that. It's faster than Speed Boost Blaziken at +1, and it can revenge kill that as well, as long as you get some damage. Choice Scarf give you that speed boost. Just max attack, max speed, 4 defense. You have Close Combat there for your steals, and Brave Bird and Double Edge are the moves you're going to be clicking most, right? If you do want to U-turn around with this Pokemon, I do advise having a Defogger or a Rapid Spinner, whether you have Starmie or maybe Defog, Special Defensive Scizor, which is really nice versus the Latias and Latios running around right now. Also, if you want to have a different steel type, a more offensive steel type, you could potentially put Magnezone with this. Now, Magnezone would really just have one job, but that's to trap Skarmory, and that's a pretty important job considering it's one of the best Brave Bird resistances out there, right? But this Pokemon doesn't really care about your switch-ins. It will 2-hit KO most Pokemon easily. The second version of the Choice Scarf set actually is the Final Gambit set, and what Final Gambit does is that it actually sacrifices your Pokemon, and it does damage equal to the user's HP, and you faint. So you have max HP investment, which is 374. That's the stat, right? At level 100, that's the stat. It's 374. There are certain Pokemon in the tier that is more HP than. One that comes to mind is Gliscor. So that's more HP than max HP Gliscor. So if it's Staraptor versus a Gliscor lead, and let's say your team is actually relatively weak to Gliscor, right? You have like Pokemon like Heatran on your squad, or really anything because that one's really good, right? Using Final Gambit, you can sacrifice your Staraptor in order to get rid of a giant threat. And this is really cool for bulkier Pokemon as well. The only issue with things like this is that like certain Pokemon have more HP than Staraptor. Clefable has just a little bit more HP than Staraptor. Skarmory though does not. So that's another way that without even pairing with Magnezone, that Staraptor can actually deal with Skarmory, which I like a lot. But the rest of it is Brave Bird, Close Combat, and U-Turn. You have max HP, max speed. You have max speed because you want to be able to get off the fastest Final Gambit, right? You want to be able to move before your opponent so that way you can sacrifice yourself. That's only if you opt to use it this way. And then if you don't see a situation where, well, maybe Final Gambit isn't that good this game, but my opponent has like Pokemon like Blaziken, Pokemon like Breloom, and I want to be able to click Brave Bird, obviously you can click attacks, which is why Brave Bird is there. And you still do have your Close Combat, which is still cool for Steel types, Rock types, whatever. You'll pick off Tyranitar, obviously, very easily. You'll 2-hit KO Heatran. So it just gives you the most options, but still allowing Staraptor to do what it wants to do with Final Gambit. The next set is, in my opinion, the most fun set. Forget Choice Scarf. Throw that scarf away and put a band on this bird. This is probably one of the most satisfying Pokemon to use with a Choice Band, right behind Galarian Zapdos, which some people would say is the new Staraptor just because its Brave Birds are ridiculously strong. On top of that, it has Defiance, so it doesn't have to care about Intimidate, and has Stab, Close Combat. But this is not about Galarian Zapdos. This video today is about Staraptor. So Choice Band is really nice, right? Because this can like nuke Pokemon like Scizor, nuke Pokemon like Clefable. Even physically defensive Clefable takes so much from a Brave Bird. And the great thing about Brave Bird, like, unless your name is Skarmory, you're not taking multiple of them. Even Rotom gets 2-hit KO'd by Banded Brave Bird, depending on the EV set. Even like defensive Rotom will get 2-hit KO'd with Stealth Rock up. So that's just to show you just how strong Staraptor is. And who cares about Brave Bird when you also have Double Edge too? So Rotom Wash, you don't even have to worry about it resisting the Brave Bird when you have the Double Edge to do the exact same thing. Obviously, you have Close Combat as well. U-Turn is just kind of a formality for the most part. The only time you ever click U-Turn is if being in with Staraptor would be bad for you, right? There's very little opportunities where if you're faster than the opponent and you clicking the KO move, right, the nuke button, the gone button, that it will be bad for you. So its U-Turn is just there just in case you need to get momentum. And again, if Stealth Rock are gone, that's fine too. But if you are using this one also, I do advise, like, I used it, and you guys will see later, but I didn't end up putting a Magnezone with it. So Pokemon like Skarmory were definitely issues. But if you don't care too much about Skarmory, if your team can overwhelm it, if your team can deal with it, this Pokemon is just the nuke button. The issue about this one versus the Choice Scarf, though, is that it's slower than Pokemon like Infernape, Garchomp, and Latios, all common Pokemon at the moment. So it's doesn't always get the most opportunity to be able to get off attacks. But if you are fighting slower teams with like Clefable, Heatran, Scizor, shoot, even Mantine, or maybe you're fighting a rain team that has like Pelipper plus a bunch of other rain users like Kingdra, and sometimes you'll see Ludicolo and Kabutops, Manaphy on rain, and they lead off with Pelipper and you lead off with the Banded Staraptor, you are good to go. You're just putting yourself in such a great position. But yeah, this is the click button Mon. The next set is a set that was actually used in Monotype as well, but it's taking advantage of Staraptor's other ability, which is Intimidate, the one you usually see when you're playing in game and have this Pokemon. So Staraptor does have Intimidate and has pretty respectable base 85 HP and, you know, slightly below average, or at least average defense at base 70, but with Intimidate, it actually becomes a lot bulkier of a Pokemon. So leftovers, you want the leftovers for longevity. There are no heavy-duty boots in this. And this is kind of like if you just want to use a fun, different type of Staraptor. Maybe you're playing like Mono Normal, for instance, and you want to use this over like the Nuke set. You can have Brave Bird. Brave Bird is your main stab. I think Flying Stab is always better than Normal Stab because you can hit more Pokemon, right? Normal Stab, Ghosts are immune to it. So at least Brave Bird lets you not care about that. Roost, obviously, for the longevity. Your third move is either Close Combat or Defog. Now, let me explain that real quick. Defog obviously lets you get rid of hazards, and Staraptor is only weak to Stealth Rock, so it can defog away the spikes and not really take any damage from it. Close Combat can allow you to do a little bit of a dent to Steel types, can allow you to knock out something like Tyranitar. That's actually why we have 248 HP. We didn't want to go max HP because we want to be able to switch into Stealth Rock more. We have 228 defense, and the 32 speed. 32 speed allows us to outspeed Timid Magnezone, allows us to outspeed Max Speed Tyranitar. Just things to be careful about, right? Like if you're going to be a Pokemon with an option to 2-hit KO or knock out those Pokemon, you might as well have the speed to be able to deal with that. So Close Combat or Defog, depending on the team. And then your last move, there's like a bunch of options here. You have Defog if you went Close Combat for the other one. You have U-Turn to give yourself some momentum. This is fine. U-Turn's fine as long as there's no hazards up. I think U-Turn is completely fine if you don't want to end up going Defog. I mean, if you go Defog up there, you can still go U-Turn Defog as well because you'll be able to deal with the hazards. And then there's also Whirlwind. And the cool thing about Whirlwind is like you can eat like a hit from Dragonite or from Gyarados or anything like physical attackers. You can eat a hit. And if they set up, you can phase them out with Whirlwind. This can also work if your team has spikes. You can just be phasing them around with Whirlwind. So just another cool way to use a defensive Staraptor instead of the click button, I'ma get a KO every single time I come out type of Pokemon. But I think that's the most fun way to use the Pokemon. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what Pokemon you guys want to see next. And also, if you want to pick up Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, or even pre-order Pokemon Legend Arceus, you can use my links down below. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.